have not seen this face before, my name is Professor Claudia, and I believe that you met my brother Professor Klaus last week. Yes, he is a little bit strange, but that is okay. So, we are here to talk about hope, not hop, 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 like Professor Klaus, but hope. Hope in God, the hope that God offers, the hope of things that will happen. And the Bible is full of stories of hope, of little things and big things and little signs and big signs that all point to Jesus. And we're looking at the book of Acts, which is a book filled with stories of hope. And the book's all about the beginning of the church and the disciples and the way they shared Jesus with the world. So we're going to focus today on one of the disciples who's called Peter. And Peter was off one day to worship God. He was off to the temple to spend time with God. And on his way, he gets to the temple gates and there is a man there begging for money. Now this man has not been able to walk since he was born. And in those days, if you couldn't walk, you couldn't work, and that meant you didn't have any money to live. So this man's little bit of hope was that he might be able to ask some strangers for some money in order to help him buy food, buy things to wear, what he needed in order to live. His little bit of hope that was maybe somebody might help him. Now, Peter gets the attention of this man and they start to have a conversation. And when the beggar asks Peter for money, the first thing that Peter says is that he doesn't have any silver or any gold. Now you can imagine that this beggar is probably starting to feel hopeless that nobody is going to be able to help him. But what happens is that Peter offers the man something so much better. He doesn't just offer him a little bit of money to help him get by. He offers him the hope that is only found in Jesus. And he says these words. He says, "Now, silver or gold I do not have, but what I do, I give to you. In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, walk." And this man who has never walked before gets up onto his feet and he is praising God. I reckon he's having a dance party. He's probably whooping, whoop, whoop. He's having the best time ever because he has found a new hope in Jesus. He has been transformed. He has been changed by knowing Jesus because of what Peter has said. Peter shares the hope of Jesus with this man. And they go into the temple together and they're praising God and there is a party. This man is having the best time. Now, the beggar outside of the temple had hope a little bit like the world often sees. Maybe this will be okay, if only this could happen, just a little bit to get by. A little bit like my friend just here. This is Pam, the palm tree. Now, Pam is just about getting by, as you might be able to see. She's struggling a little bit, this palm tree. I'm a little bit worried about how well she is doing. And sometimes we might feel a little bit like this, a little bit like we're struggling and we just wish we could have a little bit more or a little bit of this just to help us get by. But because of Jesus, Peter is able to give this man hope. And Jesus wants us to live our life to the fullest. He wants us to live life in all its fullness by knowing Jesus. And that means that Jesus can transform our lives and not just help us get by, although he does that too. But he wants to bring colour and light into our lives. And he wants to take us from Pam, the palm tree, a little bit into like Penelope, my friend just here, who is my favourite plant of all time. But Penelope has colour and is in full bloom and is living life to the fullest. And that's what Jesus says, with the hope of Jesus, our lives are transformed by him. And we can be just like the beggar. We can get up and we can praise and we can party because of the hope we have in Jesus. And that is beautiful. Now, I will see you again shortly to talk more about hope. But this week, my hope is that you have a brilliant week and that you look after each other and you look out for those signs of life. Maybe in your garden, maybe as you're walking to school. See if you can see those plants coming into full bloom and remember what hope in Jesus means. Bye!